Padma Shri Dr. Sanjay Dande, Mr. Vishwesh Kulkarni of NIPM, Mr. Raja Chairman, NIPM Chennai Chapter, Banu Kumar, Mr. Sahu, and my dear students. I'm extremely delighted and happy to be here as part of this inaugural session. I very seriously discussed with Mr. Raja and made a couple of slides, which I thought I will share with all of you as what will be the differentiators when you take up a corporate role. To my surprise, Dr. Sanjay have told most of the points. Now I am wondering what I will do, how I will address all of them. So really the thought process has matched extremely well. To give a brief, I work for a company. Is it echoing the sound?
Yes, sir, it is echoing, sir.
I don't know what is the
Maybe
reason.
if you have a headset, maybe you can try, sir.
Hello.
If you use your headset,
Is it clear now?
Absolutely. Go ahead, sir.
Is it better?
It is absolutely better. Please carry on, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, it's better.
Hello.
Yeah, you can carry on, sir. It is clear now.
Is it clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Yeah. I work for a company called Larsen & Toubro. I joined this organization way back in '88. Now around 32 years with this organization. I worked in different locations, different geographies, different roles in HR, and now I head HR for the L&T group. Basically, what I was talking is I work for a company called Larsen & Toubro. In fact, we are predominantly into EPC contracts. In addition, we have manufacturing, and then we are also into technology services. If you look at the whole part of it, around 50 to 55% of our revenue comes from engineering, procurement, and construction. Some around 25% comes from manufacturing, and the balance comes from the software, technology, etc. We have constructed some of the, if you look at some of the major, all the airports in India, if you see, it is constructed by Delhi, Bombay, Hyderabad, Bangalore. If you look at some of the structures like Statue of Unity, Baha'i Temple in Delhi, most of the metros, even national, international, most of the projects was done by us. Very recently, we have also bagged the biggest EPC contract bagged in the India, but is the high-speed rail, which is 25,000 crores, is a project which is to be completed in a period of 3 to 4 years. It is from Bombay to Ahmedabad, the high-speed rail, and there are many such projects. So if you have to do a project of this scale, this size, of this magnitude, and that too at a very, very short pace of time, definitely the digitalization and technology remains as a differentiator. Not only for a company like L&T, for any organization today, the competition has become extremely tough. People are reducing the rates because they have to get back the jobs. So if you have to reduce the rates, then there's a certain amount of, you have to reduce the cost also, because you have to maintain some amount of profit margin. If you have to reduce the cost, then you have to either increase the performance or the productivity. That's only you can bring it by bringing in digitalization and technology. So every phase of thing, there has been a change in digitalization come in, and it also applies in the area of HR. HR process is going through a whole lot of digital transformation. Every phase, if you talk about HR, I can talk about first is the talent acquisition, right? Getting people inside. The earlier, I remember when long back, we used to give a post box number, and people used to send by registered post, or and we'll get a whole lot of 2-3 gunny bags of application. Then we started giving an email address and people used to send in that email. And our worry was to download that email from that mailbox, otherwise that will get full and it will not happen. Then we are kept it outsourcing for somebody to transfer it into an Excel and then shortlist. Today, you will not imagine you release an advertisement today in your job portal or in your website, and there are artificial intelligence and machine learning which reads the job description and then it scans the entire portal of Naukri or LinkedIn or identifies and pulls out the matching resumes. And even if you're having a database of 2 lakh or 3 lakh application, it matches your job description, it gets into all the resumes and it shortlists and gives you a stack ranking of telling these 50 people will be ideally set into this. So the work what we were doing for the last in a period of 2 to 3 months, now it has come down to 1. And the time, the speed, efficiency, everything has improved. And this digitalization is not a luxury, it is a necessity today. Because if you look at that gives a lot of candidate experience, employee experience. Today, each employee at home, he is using Facebook, he is using WhatsApp, he is using different things. So the same experience he expects in the organization also. So digital HR is going through a vast amount of digital transformation. Same way in terms of performance management, today there's a continuous feedback. Earlier it was an year appraisal, then there was a midterm review, etc. Today, each and every day, it is an on-the-go feedback like Uber and Ola feedback type of it. The feedback has become a continuous process. And this improves the engagement level of the employees very much. Next, if I go to the learning and development space, drastic changes happened in the learning and development space. Today, each and every, most of the organization, I'll tell you, will have a digital learning where it is typically like your Netflix. In your house, you may be seeing the Netflix picture. You will see one film, then immediately it keeps suggesting the next film, right? In similar, it understands your taste, it understands your interest. Accordingly, it keeps feeding the next. Same way in the learning and development space, for example, as soon as you enter into the system tries to understand how a person learns, whether you are an audio learner or a visual learner, what is the type of content you are interested in. Then accordingly, it feeds the content for you. See, for example, you start doing a course on decision making. After the course, it gives a test once in a while, give some 4 or 5 questions to assess how much you have learned in that. Based on the score, what you get, based on the type of system, the course you have attended, it ideally selects and gives you the next course. So it gives a rich experience based on the proficiency of the learner, proficiency of the what he is learning style, everything together, it feeds proper course. So learning takes place on the go. In the area of employee engagement, whole lot of platforms, whole lot of digital things have come where a pulse survey at any point of time. There is a company, even Tech Mahindra, somebody I was speaking to the HR head. In your college also, I do not know, most of the offices, we have the punching system earlier, then we had a swipe card, then we have today the facial recognition. So every day you go and stand in front of the system, it takes your facial recognition and the attendance gets marked. Using the AI, it captures your face into 4, 5, 6 different mood, and then it gives an analytics at the organization level. What is the mood of the whole organization, the employee, one particular department, etc. So things are changing at a very, very, very fast pace. And another advantage today, what is happening is data. So because of this digital, data gets captured at every point of time in the organization. So a whole lot of analytics is happening. So it helps very, very efficient way of decision making. And this improves the efficiency of the organization, influence of the quality of decision making, etc. Why I said all these things today for you is, one of the most important competency today coming out is digital mindset. how you can use technology, how you can leverage technology, how you can look at analytics, how you can, in every function, whether it is HR, whether it is finance, whether it is supply chain, this digital mindset is becoming a very, very, very important competency today. And the next part, what I was thinking of talking is, what are the clear-cut differentiators when you complete your program, whether from NAPM or from any college, from the personal management, HR, MBA, when you come to the organization, what does the organization look at? What are the key differentiators which will differentiate you from the others? Okay, when I thought process, I was thinking and I was putting it in 1, 2, 3, which will be the differentiators. That's what I said. Our earlier speaker, Dr. Sanjay, stole away the whole concept. I had a couple of points to talk about that. First and foremost, I feel is the domain knowledge. If you are in HR, you have to be thorough about each and every HR processes, theory, in every area. You should get into detail, understand that, internalize it, and you should be very, very strong in that area. If the 2 years of a program, if you're doing a PG or if you're doing a UG on a particular specialization, so you should be an expert in that area. If you miss that 2 years of domain knowledge, then you'll have to keep on, every time you have to keep, anyway, you have to keep updating, things keep changing, but domain knowledge is very, very important. That's what Dr. Sanjay was talking about. Fundamentals are important. This is what he was talking about. Your core area, you should be an expert in one particular area, but okay, we will be getting into other areas also. Next, most important, I feel to be successful in a corporate is, I call it as executive presence. That is the way you turn out, way you dress, the way you look at a person, way you speak, way you communicate. He put it in a different manner. He was talking about the communication, expression, written, oral. I give a holistic view of executive presence. Even if you're meeting your chairman, if you're meeting a head of your department, if you're meeting a principal, you don't get half an hour, 1 hour to sit and talk to him. It's a 2 minutes. He just meets, hi, how are you? The way you shake hand, way you look at him, way you maintain an eye contact, that creates a difference. That 2 seconds or 3 seconds will make the person to concentrate more on you, and then again develop a further conversation. So be watchful about your language, be watchful your posture, be watchful about your mannerisms, so this is a very, very a skill which can be developed. Never think that I studied in Tamil medium, I studied in Hindi medium, so I cannot talk. That is not at all. It is a practice that makes a person perfect. When you get into an organization, get into a college, there will be different activities. Just grab the opportunity to hold the mic. As soon as you get a chance, you first time, second time, third time, you may feel not very you may feel uncomfortable, but grab the opportunity, go in front of the audience, speak. One is you develop your confidence. When you speak, you definitely will prepare something. Your knowledge also goes up, and that is a very big differentiator in an organization, an executive presence. Then next is, according to me, the interpersonal effectiveness. He also very nicely he put up. Dr. Sanjay was mentioning about that. You cannot work alone in an organization. We are all social animals. We have to be in a team. We have to work together. Maintaining effective relationship with others is very, very, very important. If you are a loner, if you think I can get it done everything alone, it is not possible. So fallout of that is next is working in teams, which very clearly, distinctly, my earlier speaker also told. You have to work in teams. You should know to collaborate with people. You should look at what are the strengths the other person is having, what is your strength, what is other strength, how we can put it together and create, keeping the organization important, organization objective in the front. So next is teamwork. Third, the next thing what I think of very, very important thing is positive attitude. Always aim big, you will achieve big. Think it is possible. If I cannot do that, who else can do that? That should be the way you look at it. They say the highest thing is even a stopped watch is twice right, right? Even if a watch is stuck at 5 o'clock, morning 5 o'clock it is right, and evening 5 o'clock it is right. It shows the right time. So that should be the way of looking at it. Nothing is impossible in this world. You have to put hard work. You focus on that. Look at that. Keep somebody as a role model and say that I will achieve this. And you go through this. So positive attitude is the next. Third, again, if I have to add one more, which is work ethics. He rightly put it as he put it in a different manner. He talked about values. Yes, I put it differently. Work ethics. You have to be genuine. You should be open. You should do business in a very very ethical manner. Honesty, integrity, respecting people. All those things are very very important in an organization of the interpersonal relationship, working in a team, and with the value system. Tomorrow, there is always, when you move up in the ladder, when you take up a thing, there's a conflict between task versus relationship. If I have to achieve the certain objective, I have to be tough with people, I have to get things done. At the same time, I have to maintain relationship with the people. So it is not this or that. The successful leader is a person who effectively maintains relationship, at the same time he achieves the task. So you have to focus on relationship as well as task, but at the same time you cannot forego the ethics part of it. If you put all together, definitely you'll be a very very successful leader. And last but not the least, which I say is self development. Today, the space in which technology is growing, the space in which things are changing, he rightly said whatever he was talking about, what skills you learned is for 15 years, 20 years it will change. I think it is changing much, much faster. It is like a mobile model. You buy this, after 3 months, you think some other model comes, you feel bad that you should have waited for another 3 months. So things are changing, technology is changing, analytics is changing. Yesterday, I was having a discussion with one of my learning and development head. We wanted to implement some chatbot. Immediately, the person said, no, in to 1.5, we implemented this chatbot. That time we had a lot of problem. Because of that, we could not take it further. Very quietly, I was hearing and then asked, when was this? He said, some 1.5, 2 years back. I said, in the last 2 years, things have changed dramatically. The level in which the NLP bots and things are performing is extremely different. So you have to continuously upgrade your knowledge day by day to remain where you are. Today, it's like a treadmill. If you have to run faster and faster to remain where you are. So to put it together, one is focus on your domain, whether it is HR, whether it is finance, whether it is any area. That is very, very important. Be strong in your domain area. Your executive presence, your communication, way you interact, way you talk to people, focus on that, record yourself, replay it, look at it, what are the things to be corrected, certain mannerisms, all those things, get it corrected, it is possible. Interpersonal effectiveness and team working is very, very, very important. That too, when you grow up in the organization, that will be the differentiator. Tomorrow, if two people are there who has to be taken as a CEO or as a business head or as a leader, one is extremely good in performance, another is good in maintaining relationship. Both are almost equally fair to be taken up. And I am sure that the person who maintains relationship will be preferred than the person who maintains the task, because you have to get things done with people. Next is positive attitude and values. And certain companies are going to be, as an L&T, we give a lot of focus on values. We will lose on a job. We will you'll incur losses in a project. But if a commitment to the customer is there, it is a commitment. We'll never compromise on quality, time. We do whatever it is there to complete the project as per the specifications given, and we come back. And last but not the least, I said life is a treadmill. Things are changing. You have to keep on reading to stay where you are, including labor. Today, all of a sudden, you see somebody would have been an expert in labor law, etc. Now the 4 codes have come. Everything is merged. Something is totally different. Today, if he says, no, I studied in that year, that time labor law was different. If you keep telling, you will be nowhere. So keep learning. And with this, before I conclude, I very, very sincerely thank NIPM it's a noble cause what you are doing. Okay, starting a student chapter. Not only that, you have arranged such a beautiful lineup of faculties. I saw the content of the program. It's like a great opportunity for the students to listen to such speakers, and it's a great effort put by all of you in this direction. Please take this very, very seriously. Try to internalize what they are doing, take notes, uh, 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 refer to it once in a while. Not just like a webinar I attended. You will not get an opportunity. I'll tell you, when I did my personal management from Madras School of Social Work, we have to go to meet a HR person is very, very difficult. Some once in a year, some 1 week, 15 days, we get a summer internship. That time we go to the office. There also we cannot meet the top head of the HR or personal managers. We'll only meet the lower level people. Along with them, we do some project and used to come back. Today, with the digital transformation, you are getting a huge lot of CHROs directly speaking to you. There's an option to ask question answers, respond to your thing, and sitting at one place at home, you are doing all those things. Thanks to digital revolution, thanks to NIPM, it was a great opportunity. Mr. Raja, Mr. Vishwesh, Vishwesh Kulkarni, Mr. Sahu, Bhanukumar, great job you are doing. Keep it up. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I really enjoyed this session. I'm extremely sorry, some digital glitch, we could not put up the presentation. I didn't have much of content in that. It was only pictures was there for each one, only words. So not much you have lost because of the presentation is not there. Thank you very much. Wish you very, very all the best. And at any point of time, any doubts, you can send me an email, Raja, and people can share the email also. I'll be happy to respond. Thank you. Thank you very much, Raja.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed a very detailed description that you have given about. Now, and you have also spoke a lot about the digital effort. Now, I think it is a time for us to present a bouquet in a digital way. Over to Sujit, sir.